This debate took place after former French Education Minister Gabriel Attal banned the wearing in school of abaya dresses worn by some Muslim women. This decision was criticized by several human rights organizations, including Amnesty International, which considered it as discriminatory against Muslim women and girls. Nila, a veiled French girl, accompanied by her father, Mida, were invited at a television show to explain why she likes wearing veil and abaya and to express their thought on the minister's decision. Faced with several fierce opponents of the hijab and abaya in France, Neila's father strongly defended his daughter's choice. During this intense debate, Neila's father intelligently demonstrated that his daughter has the right to dress as she wishes, and that her choice to cover her body has nothing to do with male authority. Above all, he expressed his regret that instead of addressing the real problems facing French society today, the authorities are trying to divert people's attention to problems that are not really problems. Watch the debate.
We're lucky to have Nila and her dad with us. Neila, you're 16 years old. This year, you're starting your 11th grade at high school. And tonight, you're with us because you'd like to express your opinion on the government's decision to ban the abaya in schools. Did this decision surprise you?
Yes, I was very surprised.
Do you always go to school wearing like that?
Yes, of course.
Okay, has your outfit ever been a problem for other students at school?
No, it has never been a problem.
Has it ever caused any problem to the teachers either?
No, my clothing doesn't bother anyone.
So class starts tomorrow. How are you going to go to school tomorrow?
I'm going to wear sweatpants.
Because you want to respect the law.
Of course.
But you said you don't understand the minister's decision to ban the abaya in schools. Why don't you understand it?
Because, in fact, the abaya is a dress that has nothing to do with religion. It's not a religious clothing. It's simply a dress worn by all people who like it.
Are you wearing abaya right now?
Yes.
And what bothers you is the fact that you're forbidden to dress as you want, right?
Yes. I regret that from now on I will no longer be able to wear the dress of my choice.
Have you always dressed like that at school?
No, not all the time. I sometimes wear sweatpants when I have physical education class, but I like to dress like this.
Mida, you're Neila's father. Do you understand the minister's decision, or do you think it's unacceptable?
I'm a father, like many citizens of this country, who have a young daughter. My daughter decides to dress as she wants. And what people should know is that in France, our language is French. So I don't understand the use of the term abaya in the French language. In Arabic, the word abaya means dress. And a dress can be long or short. So instead of using the term abaya, they should say, "We are banning the wearing of dress in schools." This would be unbearable. That's why they decide to use the Arabic term abaya as a semantic, in order to give a religious meaning to it. The question I ask myself is, who decides what is religious and what is not here in France? Someone pointed out earlier that France is a secular state, which is true. Therefore, if the state is secular, it has no right to interfere in the religious matters by defining what is religious and what is not. The role of the state should be to guarantee the education for all the children of France and not to decide on their dress code. So, I was shocked by the decision, which I think has no sense. Today we have many problems in France that require solutions. We have seen reports showing that there are still thousands of students with disabilities who cannot even move around in schools due to lack of facilities. Last year, on the second day of school, all the teachers in my neighborhood went on strike because they only had 4 toilets for 800 students. These are some of the problems which are more serious than the wearing of abaya. And then I will add one very important thing. She is my daughter, and I will defend her. I do not want my daughter to come crying tomorrow because she is prevented from dressing as she wants. When she decides to wear her abaya or hijab, as a father, I have nothing to say to her. So, it is deplorable that some people want to ban a dress worn by others by trying to link it to a religion, while it has nothing to do with religion. Why are you always using the word abaya? Why not use the appropriate French word, which is dress? It's because you want to tell people that it is Arabic, so it is Islamic, therefore it is bad. That is your purpose. Stop lying to people. Tell them that the abaya is a dress, and then tell them that you are banning the wearing of dress in schools, and see their reaction. I'll give an example. You and I have a beard. A beard can be fashionable, it can be a style, just as it can also have a religious meaning. The question is, how can you determine that someone's beard is religious or just a fashion? It's the same for what you call abaya, which is a dress.
No, we know that it's the Islamists who decide for you what to wear.
No, mister, I'm talking about young girls in school who make their own decisions.
It's the Islamists who encourage young girls to wear the abaya to serve their political agenda.
No, what you're saying doesn't make any sense. It's time to put an end to this paternalistic spirit of wanting to decide for others.
No, France is a secular state, and secularism seems to bother you.
No at all, secularism
Secularism is part of French identity, and I am attached to French identity.
I am also attached to French identity.
No, it seems like you are not.
It's your conception of secularism that is wrong. Listen to me. Secularism means indifference. That is to say, the state does not interfere in the beliefs of citizens. So, in this country, it's not you, nor me, nor the ministers who should decide.
No, sir, secularism isn't a concept. It's the Council of State that decides—
Sir, let me finish my argument. The Republic above all is about politeness during debate. So, let me finish, otherwise we won't get to the conclusion.
Okay, fine.
What I wanted to say is that, first of all, I will do everything to protect my daughter. I am her father, and like all fathers, I love my daughter. No one has the right to set the rules except the law, and the minister's decision is not a law.
So, do you think tomorrow your daughter will be allowed to participate in class wearing abaya?
That's the question I'm asking myself, too.
she will not be allowed. There is already a ban.
No, tomorrow my daughter will go to school in an abaya because there is no law prohibiting it. You see, she always wears the veil, and when she arrives at school, she takes it off because it is prohibited by the law to wear it at school. But the abaya is not yet prohibited by the law.
Why do you accept everything the Islamists tell you? We know that it is them who oblige you to wear like that.
What you are calling the Islamists, I don't know them. I've never seen them.
You want to say that the abaya has no connection with radical Islam, when we know very well that it has been promoted by the Muslim Brotherhood?
Mister, I am a Muslim, and I'm going to tell you something that will shock you. In Islam, there are no so-called religious garments. In Islam, there are no rules about clothing. Yes, there are dogmas, there are ways of praying, but there is no such thing as a specific religious dress.
In Islam, there isn't, but in Islamism there is. And you are following the Islamists.
What you are saying is nonsense. I don't care about Islamism. My daughter and I are Muslim, and Islam has never imposed a certain dress code on Muslims.
In fact, during the debate, Mida and her daughter weren't the only ones defending women's right to dress as they wish. This man thinks that banning the abaya in schools is a measure aimed at stigmatizing Muslim women in France. But he was quickly contradicted by the opponents who think the abaya should be banned at all cost.
Let's be clear, Cyril. The abaya is not a religious clothing.
No, how can you say such a thing? The abaya is a garment that has always been worn by the Bedouins, and it is an official clothing in Saudi Arabia as well as in Iran. The abaya is a religious clothing, and it conveys a political message.
No, it's not a religious clothing. It's a fashion worn by young girls of all faiths nowadays. I'm fed up with this republic where Muslims continue to be stigmatized. Today, you want to prevent them from wearing the dress of their choice, and tomorrow, you will accuse them of community isolation while you are the ones who caused it. It's enough.
What do you think about this debate? Please share your point of view in the comments. Thank you for your time. Assalamu alaikum.